Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not
Your
relevant.
grand jury.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the kid.
That crap.
Not him, he Anglican priest, verbis Latina.
That's literally not true.
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for crumb's sake.
Hello?
Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, recovering from the heat wave that's outside. Ran some errands and, oh my goodness. I'm cooking. Of course, we were sitting in a parking lot waiting for our groceries at 2 stores, so that didn't help. It's an oven. Look at this. I think we have a first-time offender. Unrulia Julia, first in chat today. Unrulia, I did just a quick check on the record books. I don't see you ever winning before. Or losing, as the case may be. Sorry. Yeah, I don't see you ever coming in first before. So everything I populated worldwide is your responsibility. You are, in fact, the internet owner. So, unloaded the whole car. 2 trips, Walmart and Sam's Club. Filled up the whole back of the... we shop every 2 weeks, right? We shop every week, but every 2 weeks we do what we call the big shopping trip, because we don't have any other word for hoarding like we do. And the off week, we just get milk, bread, and eggs. This was the big week. Whew. I'm smoking. And I'm pretty sure my AC is not working. Pretty sure. How much milk? 8 gallons each week. We get... So... All right. We have to go back to court because we have to watch cross-examination, and we have to see if... see if the trial comes back today with closings. So we'll take a quick peek over here. Let's go over to 6, shall we? Turn that on. I think we've got closings here. This is cross-examination of the... They just asked the jury to leave. We're taking a break. We were taking a break too. Let's see what happens here. We took the break. The jury took the break.
Wait. Well, bear recess. Yes. You said that.
We take a brief recess. Waiting for that other screen to come back on. Prosecutor's just chilling. He's practicing his lines. Doesn't want to give up that podium.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Just barely came back. There we go. Judge comes back, uses the Apple Pencil to click the button, as is his right and duty. There we go.
Oh, okay. I know who Keith David is.
Well,
Yeah. I didn't realize that was his name.
Yeah.
I like him. He's good.
We don't.
Very good.
It's airing
Yeah.
soon.
Oh,
It's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. Your man's been shirtless on YouTube for a couple hours now, ma'am.
Jefferson County Court, law number 2 is back in session.
Here comes the witness. Now all we need is the jury, and we should be good to go.
Ms. Bailiff, you can get the jury. Make sure they all got it. Everyone, please stand as a jury enters into the courtroom.
Hello Kitty shirt, excuse me. Hello Kitty shirt looks professional. It's the pink and blue, huh? Well, you know, she's rocking what she's got. And she's got a Hello Kitty shirt, so. If the prosecutor's suit was fitted any tighter, I don't think he could breathe. Have we checked off all the things on the list?
Yeah, Mr. County Court, 11-2 is back in session. In cause number 24-CCCR-1702, case the style of the state of Texas versus Taranisha O'Neill. Let the record reflect that Ms. O'Neill is present in court with her attorney, Attorney Laura Roscoe, state is present with Assistant Criminal District Attorneys, Attorney Fred Vernon, and Attorney Farrah Nixon. Let the record reflect that the jury is now present and seated in the courtroom. Mr. Vernon, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Verdine, you were asked basically about the suspect returning, Mr. Lester returning to the apartment complex. And you stated that was normal. Can you explain where you learned that that's normal for someone to return back to where they would have escaped from?
Yeah, we've seen it several times, especially if that's the place they're residing. In particular, if it's somewhere that's not in their normal dwelling area. So I guess an example in this case would be Mr. Lewis typically residing in Port Arthur area. At least my assumption that's where he had been residing, and now he's in Baltimore. So him leaving the area, coming back to the place where he feels more comfortable, and trying to seek shelter again. It was June, so we know Texas heat in June, not fun to be outside. So when we see that often, we see people that are concealed, whether we are able to access the residence or not. We may leave the location and they'll walk out. They'll try to get into a car. They'll have someone come pick them up. Or, we've seen people, again, run from us in vehicle pursuits. They get out the first direction they're running to is towards home. It's a very common situation in law enforcement.
And people don't typically return somewhere
syndrome.
they've never been, do they?
Right.
Now, you mentioned earlier as well that you said y'all were tracking Mr. Lester in Port Arthur, right?
That was the original assumption.
But there was information that led y'all to Beaumont? Okay. Intelligence.
Yes.
Now, you testified earlier that you didn't search the defendant's cell phone after you.
Correct.
Now, to search her cell phone, would you have to have a warrant for that?
Yes, unless you provided consent. But
Now, if you search it without a warrant, that's a violation of her constitutional rights.
correct.
And you didn't have a warrant in this case.
No.
What was your responsibility to seize her cell phone on that day on 6/10/2024?
No.
What was your responsibility that day?
To arrest Mr. Lewis.
And you did that, right? Now, there were some other things that you could have done, but I'm just going to ask you, did you hire a dog whisperer to talk to the dog to see whether he knew what was going on?
No.
Why not?
Now, on
Lassie.
cross-examination,
Where's he at, Lassie?
you were asked about knocking on all the other doors in the apartment to aid in your investigation. Do you know how many doors are in that apartment?
No. Inside her residence?
How many in that apartment complex?
Oh.
Well, we know there had to be at least 200 because her apartment number is 200 something.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Do you think the taxpayers would be happy to spend all, after you catch the guy, you then go knock on all those doors?
Oh.
Was that efficient time of your use? I mean, efficient use of your time?
No.
No.
How many doors did you knock on that day?
Well,
And how many arrests did you make that day?
2.
And you made those arrests after you knocked on how many doors?
Well,
Now, you testified earlier that there was no proof on cross-examination. There was no proof that he was there in that apartment that day. So I'm gonna ask you a few things, and you just tell me if this is proof or no. When Officer Green was on that video there, and he turned around and looked at you and said, "He's here," was that proof that he was there? Was that proof to you?
No.
that was, I think that was a very concrete statement from a seasoned police officer.
And you relied on that statement.
Yes.
Did you believe that Mr. Lester was there after you made that statement to you?
Yes.
And you testified earlier you saw 2 beds in there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that proof that there's cause that there might be 2 people living in there?
I'm not sure on on the bed, the second bed, the red one, whether that was being utilized for human dwelling or not, or whether it was something for the dog. However, that bed was plenty large enough for 2 people to be sleeping in.
Fair enough. Now, you also testified that there was a car, and you collected your intelligence as a result of investigation, that there was a car there.
Yes.
And did your intelligence tell you who drove that car there?
Yes.
Who did your intelligence tell you drove that car there?
Mr. Lewis.
Did you say that that's proof that Mr. Lester was there in the apartment?
Yes.
You also testified earlier on the cross, you said that the apartment complex gave you information that Mr. Lester was there.
Correct.
Would you say that's proof?
Especially when the management pointed to that exact apartment.
So we can agree that was proof.
Yes.
Now, we can also agree that knocking on someone's front door like that, do y'all know what's behind that door?
No.
Would you agree that that's dangerous?
Yes.
I think Mr. Ariola pulled his gun at one point when the defendant closed the door off and considered view, right?
Yes.
You're a lieutenant, correct? Would you put their life in jeopardy in a dangerous situation if you weren't fairly sure that Mr. Lester was living there?
No.
So you did that because how did you feel? What did you feel? What level of confidence did you feel that he was in that house today?
I would say I was pretty well close to 100% certain he was in there.
And that's why you're willing to risk your man's safety and injury, life and safety to go in that door.
Right.
But he wasn't.
Here, you said you came to earlier on when I was directing earlier. You said that you came to learn as a result of your investigation that Mr. Lester jumped out of the backside of that window. Which point in your investigation did you learn, without saying who it was or getting into that? At which point in your investigation, where were you when you learned that? Okay, got me way through the investigation. Were you outside? Were you inside? Where were you at?
We were outside.
But you did come to learn that.
Correct.
Okay. Would you say that's proof that Mr. Lester was there?
Yes.
In totality of all the circumstances, everything we just talked about just now, that body of work, including the investigation, would you say that that's, in totality, is proof that Mr. Lester was there?
Yes, I think that's the more accurate version, is that the totality of the things that we learned pointed to the proof.
And did you make an arrest that day?
Yes.
These are weird questions. I'm not liking the prosecutor.
Why did you arrest Miss O'Neill? Well, excuse me, not why. Do you know why your officer arrested Miss O'Neill?
Well, I placed the handcuffs on her of the case, and I arrested her because the totality of the circumstances pointed to the reason for probable cause to believe that she had hindered us, and at that point concealed him and allowed him a chance to evade us on that day.
on cross, it was mentioned that with regard to Miss O'Neill's demeanor and foul language towards you, that if someone knocked on your door, you would be a little. Is it normal based on your experience for people to harbor fugitives in their home?
Normal? No. It happens in my specific unit regularly, but no, it's not normal.
And her responses to you when y'all knocked on the door from being inside, did that indicate anything to you?
Yeah, the immediate evasive and defensive contact that we have with her is typically a pretty good indicator that we're on the right track.
And based on your experience, her cursing and just blocking the door and all that stuff, that indicated to you that you're on the right track to doing what?
To finding our fugitive.
Now, on cross-examination by Mrs. Laurie, you stated in the body cam footage, you said that you stated no way when you found out that he had jumped from the outside the window. Have you ever said, oh, saw somebody do something, you said, you're crazy? Have you heard this term?
Yes.
Does that actually mean, when someone makes that reference, that jargon, does that actually mean someone's crazy?
No.
Why does it mean that they're crazy? You say, oh, you're crazy, or that's crazy.
Well, it's just typically not normal behavior.
Okay. And so when someone when they say, oh, no way, what is that conveying? When you say, oh, no way.
I mean, for me, it's a little bit more of amazement at that point,
So you use a phrase like that to communicate amazement or shock.
Yeah.
So even if you saw it with your own two eyes, you would say, no way.
Objection leading.
Because you're shocked. Same way as if you saw somebody who's funny. That's crazy.
Seen Michael Jordan dunk a basketball at the free throw line. No way.
Okay.
It happened.
Yeah. Now you said you had no personal knowledge of yourself that Mr. Lester was living there. Is that right?
Correct.
But did you acquire knowledge as a result of your investigative intelligence and surveillance?
Deputy Green did on preliminary, and then we gained more as that investigation went on. Yes.
But you were the lieutenant. You're over Officer Green's head, correct? And so you had to make a call at some point to say, this is actionable?
Yes.
So based on his investigation, you felt comfortable, even though you didn't have personal knowledge, you felt comfortable you had acquired knowledge necessary to make that call. Correct? Now, your investigative intelligence that you accumulated over time, Mr. Green, Officer Green, where did it say Mr. Lester was living?
I don't recall that. I do, or at least let me rephrase this. I don't recall that at the time. I don't,
Let me rephrase my question.
Yeah, please.
Where did it say he was that day?
Oh, that day. He was at this apartment. Yes, I'm sorry. Essentially.
Did your investigative intelligence tell you he might be at a friend's house? Did his investigative intelligence tell you, oh, you might be sleeping in a dumpster? You might be sleeping in a dumpster. Did your investigative intelligence say, oh, he might be in apartment 101? No. Where did your investigative intelligence tell you Mr. Lester was?
At Miss O'Neill's apartment.
And that was the door that you knocked on, right? And you got your arrest. Is that correct? After you knocked on that door, is that right?
The way he says you got your arrest seems to like justify any action.
Did your investigative intelligence tell you he might be with a friend?
No.
Did they tell you he might be laying next to a tree with a dog? Did they tell you he might be with Goosey the pig? Who did they tell you? Who's your intelligence tell you he was
Goofy
with?
the pig?
Miss O'Neill in that apartment.
Goofy the pig? Is that a thing?
Now earlier, as we were going through your video, you made those check marks there on that board. You're under oath. Was that an honest representation from your personal belief and knowledge based on what you know of this case?
Yes.
State passes the witness.
Okay.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Officer Bergman, you're excused. I just must inform you that you currently, the rule has been invoked.
Yes, sir.
And what that basically means, you cannot talk to anyone about your testimony unless you talk to the attorneys.
Yes, sir.
You cannot read any report of or comments on the testimony or evidence in this case. If you violate this rule, you're essentially being held in contempt of court.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go.
Thank you,
You
Judge.
have a blessed day.
Two.
State, you can call your next witness.
The state rests at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Barraza?
Defense rest, Your Honor.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the state and the defense have rested their cases. And so at this time, we have to have what is called a charge conference. Court is going to prepare a charge and submit the charge to both the state and the defense. And we'll have a conference, and then once we finish with the charge conference, then we will proceed with the reading of the charge and the closing arguments. Okay? So at this time, everyone please stand as the jury exits the courtroom.
Do we have any dockets on this? Do we have any court records anywhere? Everyone rested. It's like defense just gave up. I think there was a better argument to be made. And I guess we don't get charge meetings, so. Charge conference. I'm not sure if they come back. No jury, no jury. No jury. We're done. Looks like they haven't come back for today yet, which is interesting. So we're all caught up. We are all caught up. No whammies. Let's see. What is O'Neill's full name? It is Taranisha, Taranisha O'Neill. Taranisha O'Neill, spelled Oneal. Northwest, if you want to do some digging for us, that would be awesome. What county is Beaumont in? We're in Beaumont, right? Is that in Jefferson? Beaumont, Texas, Jefferson County. Court records. Let's see if we can find this. I think that's a scam site. That's no bueno. JeffersonCounty.gov. We're in 3, right? Courtroom. No, we're in 2. Check the docket. They have a calendar with no dates on it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just what they're doing. I'm not seeing it. Let's see. No Mr. Boyd, no verdict music. She is charged with harboring a fugitive. But the problem is I don't think the state really proved that he was in there. I think it's safe to say a reasonable person would conclude he had been in there at some time. But when they said, is he here? And she said, no. And where's he at? I don't know where he's at. He's not here. I don't think she lied to them. I don't think her saying, I want to see the warrant before you come in is enough to say you've impeded our investigation. Did I tell you about the time my mom may have done this same offense? We lived near a mountain with dirt roads on it, and the kids, by the kids I'm talking about underage kids under the age of 16, loved to ride dirt bikes and four-wheelers and stuff up on the dirt roads. It's the best place to ride. So, Forest Service land, there's fire break roads to ride on. They're not like tearing up the hillside or anything. They were just riding on the dirt trails. And the police decided that they were not fond of these juveniles riding these unlicensed dirt bikes on dirt. And so the police department bought themselves dirt bikes with little lights on and everything and a siren. And so the juveniles would, and this is the part the police didn't like, they'd ride from our neighborhood up the road, like the street, to get, because that's where the access was to get up on the mountain, on the hillside, on the roads. That's where the dirt road started. And the cops would try to catch them. They'd like sneak and wait, and they'd hear a motorcycle coming. They'd try to chase them down on their dirt bikes and pull them over and confiscate their bikes and everything else. Well, they'd also chase them down on these dirt roads. And it just so happened that one day, a couple neighbors of mine who had dirt bikes and four-wheelers were up on the mountains when the cops showed up on their little dirt bikes. And the cops are not as good riding dirt bikes as these kids are. These kids are fearless. They will fly on those dirt roads. And so, luck may have it, the kids made it down off the mountain and onto the street in front of our house well ahead of the cops, like about 30 seconds to a minute before the cops. Well, it's a big, long road to get down to the next street and turn and go over to the neighborhood. So while they were coming down, they saw us working, because it was a Saturday morning, in our yard, weeding, as all the kids did. And my mom may or may not have encouraged them to park their bikes in the back of the house. And or somehow indicated or given some sort of gesture that may have made them think, rightly or not, that she would be okay with them parking the bikes in the back of the house. Either way, they did that of their own volition, I'm sure. And we're not sure exactly where they went. They just went behind the house. And so when the cops showed up and drove down the street and stopped and saw us and asked if we knew where the kids were, I think the words I remember is, I don't know exactly where they are. I'm pretty sure that's the phrase I remember hearing. And of course, the cops turned off their engines and listened, didn't hear any motors, and they're like, missed them. And they left. And everyone lived. Everyone was happy. It was a great day. It was a great day. So, love you, Mom. Thanks for helping out my friends with water and drinks and sandwiches and everything else. That is what I'm talking about. All right. Pretty sure the statute of limitations has run out on that one for sure. All right. That was some 35 years ago, I think. There's some laws that you just want to change, right? I have a couple of these. There are a couple laws I just want to change. I feel quite strongly that it should not be criminal to attempt to survive off the land. And I'm not talking about stealing from other people. I'm talking about foraging or fishing, for that matter, or even hunting when one is in need. If you cannot survive, if you're looking for subsistence level food, I have a hard time with someone getting a ticket for not having a fishing license, or shooting a squirrel for stew out of season or something like that. I'm not a big fan of squirrel stew, but those get me. There's got to be some other crimes that are being committed that rank higher on this. Now, if you have somebody going out there, and I've trust me, I've been on the other side of this. I've literally reported poachers, people who were shooting and dumping lots of deer out of season, a ton, just like carcass after carcass after carcass, because I would explore all over the mountains and I found their dumping sites. I'd turn them in a heartbeat, call the Fish and Game. This we have. That's what you're there for. But if you're going to go catch a trout for dinner, because without that trout for dinner, there's no dinner, how do you sleep at night writing that ticket? I don't know. All right, that's where I stand. I think that's where the discretion that is commonly afforded to police officers and law enforcement officials should weigh heavily in favor of the hungry person instead of the letter of the law and the wallet of the state. All right, now that I've made people mad about that, let's see what we're going to do next. Where do we go from here? Let's see, it is Thursday. We're anticipate having a podcast tonight. I say anticipate because I need to just double check with Thomas that this is still a go. Give me a second. Doing a quick check. I'll check with Thomas. We'll see. It's a go. We've got the rundown. By we, I mean he. Just don't peek at the stories. Oh yes, he got that story. Okay. This is good. Yeah, podcast tonight, 8:00. Don't miss it. Send a story to look into the podcast tonight in mod chat. Want me to find the end? I'm sure it's lost by now. Read. If it's not on the screen at the very bottom of chat, I won't be able to find it. I don't scroll well. It's a me issue. There are still fee-earning law enforcement officers in Tennessee as well. They earn fees when the offender pays. Oh, this is content cons. This would be equivalent to the judge getting paid based on convictions. We don't pay you for cases where they get off. We pay you for when you lock them up. this puts the finger on the scale. It tips the scales of justice. There's a clear financial reward for erring on the side of the law, or in this case, the state, which may not be the law. In this segment, I promote poaching. I don't promote it. I think back in the day when hunting was not regulated at all. I mean, there was a time when bison roamed this great nation in massive herds, like millions of them. And now you have to find them on reservations or islands. There's some down in the Henry Mountains of Utah. There's some on Antelope Island, a small herd, maybe 100 or 1,000 or so. Up in Yellowstone, there's a bunch, but they're protected. On our own, we tend to be greedy as people, and we can't have that. But I might turn a blind eye if I observed a hungry person trying to get a fish for dinner. I would not a call make. Judge DeSanto, says Jay. Let's look at Judge DeSanto real quick. Judge DeSanto. What's up, Judge?
Okay. All right. So August 13th.
16th.
No, that's your doctor appointment.
Yeah.
13th. You have a doctor appointment on a Sunday?
16th Sunday? Maybe it's the 17th. That's right. It's one of those 2 days. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with this Monday if you got, okay. August 13th at
9:45.
9:45 a.m. Okay.
Thank
Bonding
you.
conditions are continued.
And I'll go talk to Mr. Perez Lopez with the interpreter while you use.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
She's got a few people in her courtroom.
Okay.
Who's next?
Okay. And Mr. Gates, you've already spoken to Ms. Talbot, correct?
Mr. Dubois has, Neil has already spoken to him, but I have his notes.
Got it. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Chat and Chambers Council.
I think we're gonna give a brief solution that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reading the.
Put them both in the fishbowl. I'll go in now. Where's he at? 12?
Yeah.
So that we can fully look at these calls. So we're asking, I believe everyone's gonna be asking for a John.
That's right. Okay.
Itself.
I've never seen.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually take both council and chambers, Detective, you can come back in chambers too. And then we'll come right back out.
Judge calls a break in chambers. Let's check on Judge Simpson, or excuse me, Judge Boyd.
Can you tell the court what are your work hours starting tomorrow, which is Friday?
Rare Zoom appearance
I work from 6 to 4 tomorrow, but they know my situation right now with me having to move and all that stuff. They're willing to work with me, but normally I work from 6 in the morning to 8 in the afternoon.
Okay, but so tomorrow you can get off at 4, and then you're off. You're off Saturday and Sunday. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so between tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, would you be able to move all the things that you need to move?
Not all of it, but most of it, yes.
Okay, well, then would you be able to move the rest of it the following weekend when you're off?
Yes, sir.
What are we moving?
Okay, now you are still on a partial house arrest where you do wear a monitor, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and is this storage or is this apartment that you're moving to anywhere near the decedent's family?
Mr. Garza, on the beach.
To that area, and anyway, I don't know where that area is at anyway, so I'm not close to that area or anything.
Okay, and about this U-Haul, you would need a rental U-Haul. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Can the court provide that?
Anything else that you need for this move?
Just basically, just having permission to be able to get that and then again, I'm the only one with a license, so and that's where it makes it difficult. We can move most of the stuff with the vehicle, but most of the heavy stuff, I am gonna need that U-Haul, and I have a lot of heavy stuff.
I'll pass a witness, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Okay, so I need some clarity. So right now you're living with your mother-in-law, and what is that address?
It's 600.
867, no, 123 Sesame Street is what it was.
Okay, and at that residence, you're occupying one bedroom plus some belongings and a shed, and then you have a storage unit that's located where?
It's located off of Culebra Road, which I've already given that location to my attorney, but I
Okay.
can get it for you if given permission.
Okay. And then the apartment that you're moving to is the duplex that you stated to the court. Is that correct? That was like
Yes,
2
ma'am.
bedrooms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then regarding your work hours, you stated that you work from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., but that your work is aware of your need to move out of your mother-in-law's house and that they're willing to work with you. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it is a possibility for you to take a day off from work to be able to conduct this move in one day if you dedicate all your time to that, correct?
If I can, ma'am, yes. But at the same time, too, there is, again, most of the situation is that I was trying to move all the smallest stuff, and then at the end, try to get a U-Haul to be able to get the heavy stuff out completely. I mean, I am focused. If I could focus on one whole day, but at the same time, if I get 2 days, which is one weekend, one day out of that weekend, and then another day and another from another weekend, I know I can get everything out. But even during the week, if I'm able, even if I go just to get stuff little by little, I can get it done before another weekend, so I don't have to ask for another weekend.
So do you work Monday through Sunday or do you have days off?
I work Monday through Friday, man.
Okay, so you have Saturday and Sunday off.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then you would be able to dedicate your days off from work to your move, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you stated that you're the only person that has a driver's license, but your wife does have a car and operates a motor vehicle, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is because you are on partial house arrest for work, and then you've previously been given permission to go to Ross, DD Clothes, and Pika Pika Plaza if you provide that in advance to your pretrial officer. Is that correct?
That's correct.
In addition to being able to go to church on Sundays, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so recently on July 12th of 2026, you were engaging in unauthorized stops, correct?
Your Honor, I would object to that. Is not relevant. You sent that violation report to Judge Halstead, and Judge Halstead already ruled on it.
Well, I understand what you're saying, counsel, but I need the information in order to make a ruling on this, counsel. So I'll overrule that objection.
Okay. So on July 12th of 2026, when you were out for church, do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And on that day, you went to Take 5 Oil and the Market Square without permission, correct?
That is correct, ma'am. But at the same time, too, I was dropped off downtown. I did pass through the Market Square to get something to eat, and I also gave that receipt of what was takeout, but I had to wait for my order, and then directly went in, and got in the bus to go home. My wife had to drop me out there because her mom was really sick, so she had to leave me there. Now,
So
Take 5 Oil.
my question is, those were not authorized stops by pretrial, correct? You didn't make them aware of that before, right?
No, ma'am, because I didn't know that was going to happen.
Okay, just after the fact, right? You let them know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Miss Romo has already admonished you previously for having unauthorized stops, right?
Being the first situation that I've been through, yes, this what the take five, and also that I went through that market square. Yeah, this is the first time that I've been through that. I haven't had any altercations or any other stops where I have not stopped that I'm not supposed to be at. I've always gone to my stop that I need to go to.
Okay, but just regarding that day, that ended up of you being unaccounted for 4 hours, right? Between Market Square and Take Five.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then finally, just so the court is aware, you are a convicted felon and have been to prison twice before, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And I've done my time for all that, ma'am.
Okay.
And I've been out of trouble almost 20 something years already.
Okay. We passed the witness, Your Honor.
Judge, may I clarify a couple of points?
Sure.
Mr. Espinosa, tell the judge about the Take Five oil. What is that about? Is that a place where oil is changed out of your car or what?
Yeah, for the vehicle. And I was at the bus stop when she was at the Take Five, but the bus stop is right next to the Take Five oil, and I was next to the bus stop where it still showed the location that I was at Take Five.
But who was at Take Five? Your wife?
Yes, and I really put into the Take Five, but I was next to the bus stop where
Something happened to the sound.
I know. I have no control over that.
Okay. Were you able to hear his response, Your Honor?
I heard the first one, and then everything else was sort of muffled.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you again, Mr. Espinosa. You're telling the court that you were at a bus stop right in front of Take Five Motor Oil where your wife was having the oil changed on her car.
Yes, sir.
But you are not authorized to go to Take Five Motor Oil. Is that right?
Not unless it's approved or through a motion. That's the only way.
Okay, and as far as the eating at the restaurant at Market Square, are you prohibited from eating, going into a place to eat and sitting down?
No, as long as it's a takeout or it's a drive-through, I'm allowed. But again, I was taking long because of the order, and it was a weekend. So even though I provided the receipt to her, she understood then. But still, at that moment, the way they saw it, that I probably sat in there and ate, which I didn't though. But that was the situation.
And this was during the lunch hour or when?
It was after church. It was Take Five, and then they ended up calling my wife because my mother-in-law got real sick, so she had to. It was an emergency, so she had to drop me off so I can get the bus route going straight home. So I ended up walking to the Market Square.
Okay, so your wife was having her oil changed when her mother got sick, and your wife needed to go to the hospital. And since you're not able to go over there, she dropped you off downtown to catch the bus to go home, right? And
yes, sir.
You took it on yourself to go get some takeout, to get some food, and you provided the receipt to Ms. Romo. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And how many other violation reports have you had?
None.
Okay, Judge, that's all.
I just have a follow-up question. Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Espinosa, you're aware that the court receives the records from your ankle monitor, right? You're aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, so what you're telling this court is that you sat at the bus stop at Take Five Oil from 1:58 p.m. to 2:56 p.m. For 1 hour. You sat at the bus stop.
I was at the bus stop next to that bus stop and next to that Take Five Oil because I could not go inside that Take Five. And I'm aware that I couldn't go in there, but I was still there. And I waited for her to finish.
Okay. And then you're also telling the court that your to-go order and Market Square took from 3:46 p.m. to 5:19 p.m. to be prepared.
And when I went in there, ma'am, I had to wait for me to get an order. So basically, after I got my order, I still had to wait for them to give me my order. And again,
So
I did
that's what
provide
I'm
everything.
asking you. That's what I'm asking you, because that's what the record says, that you were in there from 3:46 p.m. to 5:19 p.m. So what I'm asking you is that how long it took for you to get your to-go order from there? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We pass the witness.
Judge didn't
All right,
buy that
any
one.
further questions?
Hour and a half
No, Judge,
for a food order?
I would just request that Mr. Espinosa be allowed to rent a U-Haul to conduct the moving of the things in storage. And since he's off on this Saturday and Sunday, he could use the whole day, Saturday and Sunday, and move most of the things out of there, he says. So that's all we're asking for, Judge.
All right, State, do you agree to any of this?
No, Judge, given the non-compliance, Judge, he was placed on the ankle monitor for community safety and assurance of the no contact order. And given the non-compliance, I mean, they're saying that he's allowed to get to-go food. That's news to me, because I've never heard of that being the case on GPS monitor. So he's already been given, partial to attend Ross, DD Clothes, Pika Pika Plaza. And so if the court is entertaining the idea of allowing him to do this, I would ask that it would just be for one day.
So I'll allow him to move one day. So do you want Saturday or Sunday?
I guess Saturday, Your Honor.
All right, so do you want this Saturday or next Saturday? I don't know how long it will take you to
get the truck.
I guess whatever I can move, Your Honor.
No, I mean, do you want it this Saturday or do you want it a different Saturday? You tell me what Saturday you would like.
This Saturday, ma'am. This Saturday.
All right, so that'll be Saturday, August 1st. And what time are you going to start moving?
As early as I can, ma'am.
No, I mean, you tell me.
I would say it's 7 a.m. till they close. The inn closes at 10 o'clock. So, I mean, that's the latest that I mean I can do anything.
All right, I'll give you 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and counsel, you need to provide the state with the address that he is moving from and the address that he's going to be residing.
I've done that, Your Honor. And just to clarify, he can go to get the U-Haul truck, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think they deliver U-Haul. So I'm allowing him to move from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. I will allow him to pick up the U-Haul and return the U-Haul.
Okay, very good, Judge. Because usually on Sundays, it's my experience with U-Haul that they're closed on Sundays.
Oh, no. He's doing Saturday.
No, but he's going to rent U-Haul he's going to be moving until 10 p.m. By that time, the rental place is closed, and he cannot return it at 10 p.m. on Saturday, and he cannot return it on Sunday either because the office is closed. So I'm just asking for permission for him to return it. I don't know, maybe he can make some special arrangement with them.
All right, well, he will need permission from the court if he is going to do that. But for now, he can pick up the U-Haul at 7 a.m. He has the court's permission to return it before 10 p.m. on Saturday. And if he wants to return it outside those hours, he will need to come back and obtain permission from the court or from pretrial services. Sir, you're going to need to provide where you will be picking up the U-Haul from and where you will be returning it to pretrial services so they will have it. And you will need to provide the location.
Don't return the U-Haul to pretrial services, though.
The home that you're moving from and moving to. And this is what I'm going to tell you. I'll allow you to stop for gas. I think you're going to have to stop for gas. But all the other stops you're not going to be able to do. You understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. And so that'll be on Saturday, August 1st from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Who is your pretrial services officer?
Or Jasmine Romo.
All right. Norma, can you see if Jasmine can zoom in, the pretrial officer? Yes, ma'am. All right, just stay on Zoom. We're going to see if they can zoom in. Romo.
Judge, and I guess the other thing that was not broached by counsel, but it's in his motion on the order part is, I presume that they were going to be asking for the defendant to be allowed to go to Trader Village to buy necessary lawn care tools.
No.
Okay, because we're not in agreement with that.
No, we're
Judge, I did not put that in my motion. Mr. Espinosa runs a lawn care business, but he has some people that are doing it for him right now. He was just asking me for permission to go to Trader Village to buy some lawn care equipment. And I started talking with a prosecutor about that, but she's not in agreement with that. So this is not timely for me to address that or try to argue that in court. So we can leave that for another day. Judge, but I'm still going back to this rental. I'm kind of confused because he cannot, you said he needs to get a court order to return that rental vehicle.
No, what I said was, I am giving him Saturday, pick up the U-Haul 7 a.m. And if he wants to keep the U-Haul all of Saturday, he can do that. But I'm just only giving him time from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. to move and return the rental truck. If he doesn't make it within that 10 p.m. rental to return that U-Haul, then he's going to have to do it on another day, and he'll have to get permission from the court to do that.
So he'll have to keep it rented. I can file a motion during the weekend and have it heard on Zoom Monday morning then?
Yes.
I'm just trying to clarify this for my client. Okay.
All right. So if you all give me a moment, I'm going to put you all in the breakout room so you all can talk. And then I will bring you back in once the pretrial services officer has zoomed in.
Talk amongst
yourselves. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
A little update to the tragic story in Pitt County,
so
North
y'all
Carolina.
Go to breakout room number 2, please. All right, who's ready?
I'm not, Judge. Hang on. I shared the tragic story about the canine, the sheriff's department dog that passed away after being left in a hot police car. This is in my county. I can't begin to tell you how much the public is upset with the sheriff's department saying, "Oh, it was an accident, no charges, sorry. We did our own investigation, and there's no problem. It was just an accident." We have now found out that that the officer, the canine officer, got up in the morning, got his dog, his duty that day was to take it to training, to dog training for explosives in Rocky Mount, which is a nearby city about an hour away, which he did for a couple hours. It was a 100-degree day that day. And then he came back to Greenville, where he parked in the sheriff's office parking lot and forgot the dog was in the car. I'm frustrated, okay, because I'm a big fan of being kind to animals. I don't have a dog. I don't even have a cat. But I do believe in being kind to animals and treating them. I don't put them on the same level as humans, but I believe that generally the same sort of behavior towards an animal as you do to a human is acceptable, as long as it's good. Okay, so you don't kick people, you don't kick a pet. If somebody comes and attacks you, you can fight back. That's about where it's at. But had this been somebody else, there would be animal cruelty charges. And when it's a police dog, when something happens to a police dog at the hands of a suspect, the police dog is treated as an officer. the offense is as if you did it to a police officer. It doesn't seem right for the police department, for the sheriff's department now to be like, oh, you shouldn't be upset. It was just a dog and it was an accident. When we know full well they play the other side of that coin. If anyone were to do anything that harmed a canine in the performance of its duties, it would be considered like an officer. Anyway, so I bring this up only because the North Carolina SBI has just posted a tweet just a couple of minutes ago where they have announced that they have been officially requested to look into this by the new Hanover County District Attorney, Jason Smith. And that was dated 2 days ago, and they started an investigation within hours. When they complete the investigation, the file is going to be sent to the DA for his review. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I thought I should let you know. By the way, bite me. I need you to count more mosquitoes, because what is up with West Nile this year? Good grief. It's all over the place. It's a bad year for West Nile. So, wear your mosquito repellent, or do as I do and don't go outside. It's too dry in Wisconsin to have any mosquitoes. Don't you have the Great Lakes around you? Isn't Wisconsin like near a lot of water? 16 positives last week. Man, keep him out of North Carolina. Anyway, I'm glad the SBI is handling this. I'm not saying that I know there should be charges. I don't know the facts. They haven't even released the name of the officer. All we know is that the dog, her name was Chili, and she was a bomb disposal dog who replaced a dog that I got to see work firsthand at a demonstration. That dog got cancer and retired from police service and was kept by this same handler at home until it passed away from cancer. So we know the handler has pets and is a pet lover. I don't know. Yeah. Corey Richards tomorrow. I have heard crickets on this one. I'm waiting actually for word from, let's see, Utah State Courts. I think my PIO is on some vacation or something. I don't know. The hearing tomorrow is, I think, a scheduling hearing for Corey's other case. I don't think it's a big one, but that's what I think is going to happen. There's significant tax required to have, raise, and train. Anyway, the issue is, it is what it is, and I was disappointed that they took, 11 days to say anything about it after it happened. And when they did say it, they just had a little brief, oh, oops, this happened. We need more money. We need more funding so we can outfit all our cars with temperature gauges that let dogs out if it gets too hot. Yeah. It was bad. All right. Tomorrow they talk about a criminal trial with financials according to EDB. That's the trial it's about. It's about the financials, but I think it's a scheduling hearing is what I had heard. Maybe it's a little more. If it is, that's great. I don't know how that's going down. We have a podcast tonight. We'll take a look at possibly seeing what's up with Corey Richards, if that comes up tomorrow. Let's see. I think that's everything. What time is it? It's 4:20. Just a coincidence. 4:21, excuse me. It's 4:21 now. We'll find out tomorrow. Yeah, they were nonchalant.
Remember in the beginning when we started 110 years ago?
I'm worried. This light right here is blinding me. It's adjusting in brightness all by itself. So it looks like I'm about to lose one of my studio lights, which has worked for me since the day we started. I've had these lights a long time. Wow, it's almost strobing now. It's very bright. You guys see that? Blinded by the light. All right, anything else? Debbie, unfortunately, no. But and it was another issue is that the dog was donated to the department, or was given to the department under a federal program. So that has implications when it has federal ties like that as well. So it's disco time. Let's play the music. We're going to let you guys have an early weekend. No, not early weekend. It's weekend eve. It's only Thursday. But I think we are gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna work on I have to do a little bit of Pinterest work. Trust me. I'm serious. I'm going to work on my Pinterest account. We still have Friday coming. We have the podcast tonight at 8 p.m. That's a Not Relevant podcast. And we've got some great stories lined up for that. It's No Pants Friday. Yes. So much stuff to do. So much. There's the puppers right here. At the floppy ear. All right. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone. Make their day just a little bit better. Please stay safe until we go live again tonight at 8 p.m. with the podcast. Yes, I'm working on a Pinterest account. It has nothing to do with true crime. I'm probably not even going to share it with you guys. I've got this idea. So I'm also working on potentially, I want a vending business. I've decided multiple streams of income, whatever. Robert Kiyosaki, the guy was right. I need to diversify a little bit. So what do you guys think about having an bagged ice vending machine? We would have it together, right? It would be ours. You guys could get all the free ice you wanted. Oh man, no, I'm actually looking at that. We're seeing if that's a viable thing to set up. All right, that's all. I've shared everything. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Out of the rat race. Here we go. There'll be water by the time it gets to Ireland. I'll ship it with more ice. You guys have a great one. We'll see you tonight. Bye-bye.
There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Thank you.